Greetings and salutations. This is Jason Silverain, and after a short break, we're returning to Goblet of Mercy. Now, I don't know how much time has passed, but I awoke smothered in a blanket of despair. I rubbed my neck and pressed my fingers to the bite mark. That wasn't there. Had I imagined it? The memory of the sharp teeth piercing skin was fresh in my mind, and I felt that spot again. No, she'd bitten me. It had happened. But where were the marks? I sat up, my head protesting the movement. The spot on the mattress where I slept radiating a faint warmth. The moment I left it, I began to chatter. Rubbing my arms to keep from freezing, I drew in a shuddering breath. The air was icy, leaving a chill that went to my teeth. I'd been in denial before, but now I knew the predicament was real. My captor was a demon vampire thing, whatever. I wasn't going to argue with her. Despite the bite, I wasn't sure I believed. For all I knew, she had a fake, very sharp fangs. Vampire or no vampire, I needed to escape. The solid metal door and the tumbler lock I couldn't reach. Well, that presented a problem, and I was worried I was running out of time. Despite the way she spoke to me with some kind of strange tolerant affection one might reserve for a misbehaving puppy, I knew she planned to kill me. Mara had sadist written all over her. She was enjoying this. I would have to figure out something. How long did I have before I lost my ability to reason? Had I actually talked to a woman named Mara, or had I imagined her? Those are the sort of thoughts worming way into my head. How much worse could it get? I licked my dry lips. Was it her plan to let me die first? First that might do the job if she didn't kill me with her own hands. If she had actually bitten me, I could add blood loss to my list of reasons I'm probably dehydrated. Maybe that's why I wasn't already dead, because she wasn't actually a vampire, it was all a trick. After all, I had no evidence she'd bitten me, as she'd implied she would. I gripped the bars of my cage and leaned against them. Is anyone there? Judy? Off in the distance, bells rang. They toll every day or several times a day. Still unnerved, I felt my neck, confirming once more there was no wounds. I knew it had happened, I remembered it. Was the memory real? Oh, for Christ's sake, can we stop going over this? I know the guy is in basically sensory denial and is going slightly mad from just being in a black room. But come on, you don't have to have him do it like... This is like the 4th or 5th time now. Yes and no. I started badly and smacked the small bones of my hand against the metal bars. Pain danced up my forearm and I left my fingers numb. Demons, vampires, as you call them, we're not real. Therefore, neither is our bite. You may be wondering, did it happen at all? That was exactly what I was wondering, but I wasn't about to admit it. My mouth was so dry from thirst it took me 2 tries to form words. How long have I been your prisoner? Such half words, my dear one. You've been my guest for 2 nights. Doesn't it feel like we've known each other forever? I narrowed my eyes at the darkness. Why are you doing all this? So steady, so brave, even after what I've done to you. I'm not sure whether or not to be pleased with you. She waved to the 3 goblets sitting on the table. Are you thirsty? I've never been so thirsty in my life. Are you taunting me? Some part of me only observed dispassionate and moved. As if I was to die, what was the point in trying to please her? Are you taunting me, planning to let me die first? That would not amuse me. She gestured once more, indicating the table and its goblets. This is my favourite game. Go on, pick one to drink from, my pet. My mouth was parched and I wasn't sure I'd say no to water that came from a puddle on the street at this point. Well, this is kind of a sucky choice. I bet they're all going to have the same answer. I'm going to go with the one on the right. I pointed to the goblet on the right. Okay. She handed the cup to me through the bars. I got goblet. You partook of a mysterious beverage. It was way too much wine for an empty stomach, but I was too thirsty to resist. I tilted the goblet back and drank. First I thought it was some sort of sangria? Too far too sweet, maybe it was mixed with grape juice. Warmth touched my tongue and spilled down my throat, then faded. What was that? It didn't burn, but it seemed to warm me before gently fading away. What is this stuff? I wouldn't give you alcohol. You're too weak now. She was right. The sugar seemed to go straight to my brain, leaving me lightheaded. I placed a drop of blood in one of the cups. My stomach clenched and a wave of nausea passed over me. I tried to keep my face straight. What? If you picked the correct one, you'll rise again after you die. If you are lucky, you'll be immortal as I am. After I die? What if I die of old age? The effects sometimes last a week, sometimes a month. Don't be afraid, I'll kill you long before they would wear off. Great, now I knew I had less than a week to live. Just like that, huh? Not quite, you will most likely rise and live forever. Would you like that, Jason? Isn't it better this way? You're afraid to die, aren't you? I wasn't a moment ago. Everyone is afraid to die. Why would you give me immortality? You sell yourself short, Jason. Yes, I do. But more importantly, you should be grateful I've seen anything in you at all. Still, I can't have you telling everyone you're from another world. You must become part of this one. Naturally, I must prune away the dead branches, otherwise the plant will never flourish. You do want to flourish, don't you? My throat tightened. What do you mean, prune away? Don't worry, it is necessary, and once done, you'll never go through it again. Provided you perform the role I give you well enough, of course. Dizziness made me sway. I reached out to the bars to steady myself. One never knows the true essence of a person until all those unnecessary memories are gone. You won't miss them, Jason. Most of them you will never think of at all. And then the memories that only cause you shame, don't you want them to leave you in peace for always? Sure, there were things I wish I could forget, but I didn't want someone to choose for me. You're quiet now. You were so talkative when we met. Do you finally understand? I know what's right for you. I squeezed my eyes shut and leaned against the side of the cage. There's so much to do, but for now you should sleep. She rose, my heart pounded against my ribs, and I straightened. Take heart, Jason. Your troubles are nearly over. She blew up the candle and laughed, silk whispering on the stone floor. I needed a new strategy, but I didn't know what. Gripping the bars, I gave them a good but pointless shake, and I felt around the metal plate on the door. I still couldn't reach the lock, and now that I thought of it, it really had nothing to do. I really had nothing with which to open it. Even if I could reach, what was I going to do? Use one of the safety pins holding my pom-poms to my costume? My sad, rumpled, now smelly costume? I wasn't the sort of person who was afraid of clowns, but if I ever survived this ordeal, I wasn't sure I'd ever be able to look at a clown in costume ever again. Not without cringing, anyway. The Emperor's only weakness seemed to be on my enormous ego. Maybe I could use it against her. Then I gazed into the darkness if it held all the answers. Hours passed, and I think I had no sense of time. I stayed like that, staring into the shadows of that cavernous room. My thoughts scattered whenever I tried to hold on to them. The darkness and captivity had extracted their price, and that price was thinking straight. I couldn't do it anymore. Part of me knew on some level I wouldn't be getting out of here alive. It was already too late. The hunger and the cold ate into me. I tossed and turned to keep warm. I could no longer focus on escape. When I dreamed of her. Day 3. That was a much shorter day than the others. Are you still sleeping? I rolled onto my side and looked at her. So what happens now? Are you going to kill me so your magic potion works? Such little faith you have. Never fear, I will teach you to believe in me before too long. It's nearly time, you know. I figured that meant tonight was my last. Slowly I rose to a seated position. My deodorant had given up against my deodorant had given up the ghost. It couldn't compete with the scent of stale sweat anymore. I wrinkled my nose. Why is he sweating so much? I guess it's maybe from fright, but even in the cold, he shouldn't be sweating that much. Suddenly self-conscious, I smoothed my shirt front. My pom-poms was getting knotted and a little ratty. I mean, I'm nothing special. I don't want to live forever. Please don't. Please, I don't want to die. You know, you're kind of a fraud. You know what? Should we go rebellion on this? You know, you're kind of a fraud. What do you think your insolence will buy you, Jason? Now, my sweet. All good things must come to an end. Your new life is about to begin, and I have chosen you. Be grateful. You owe me much. I could have treated you like a common criminal. After all, you're not as worthy as you think you are. I was beginning to regret telling her I was talented. The idea seemed to bring out the worst in her, and not that it was much to her good side. She set a knife on the table. I've already spent so much of my valuable time, all to make something of you. I only want you to become your best self. Did you make this world so you could hide? What's that for? Well, that's a bold-faced lie. Don't test me, Jace. Do you actually believe the words coming out of your mouth? I do not find you to be sufficiently grateful. You should. Thank me for all I've done for you. You give yourselves airs, my pet, believing you are better than you are. Have I not given you shelter? Have I not fed you and clothed you? I gaped at her, and the hot disbelief flowed into the heels of my confusion. Indignant, I got to my feet and gripped the bars. My head throbbed in protest. Except for maybe there's a shelter, which I would like to point out as a cage. You haven't done any. She opened the door and cornered me in the small space. Let's just say her skill with a knife exceeded the level of artistic mastery. I did not see her move. Did not feel her sharpened point, not at first. It occurred to me as the warm blood poured down my ribs. She had taken a lot of time to practice. My grip on the bars faltered. I slid to my knees and she watched me dispassionately. She seemed curious and nothing more. I don't know how long I was dead. Maybe it was another one of those things I imagined. Next thing I knew, I was staring at the bars of my cage, but something was different. It's time to wake up, Clement. I didn't feel right. The gnawing hunger was worse, but the cold wasn't so bad now. There was something comforting about the icy air and the way it kissed my face. No, it wasn't that I felt bad, it was more that I didn't feel the same. The shadows were not so deep and impenetrable. A smile tugged at the corner of my lips. My eyes had finally adjusted to the infernal darkness. It feels nice, doesn't it, Clement? Clement. That would be your name now. You must blend in with my world, you see. Your temperament leaves a little to be decided, but I'm confident that with time that can be adjusted. Now tell me, what do you remember? What do you think of childhood, your youth? What do you do for a living? I opened my mouth to speak, but the answer withered on my tongue, leaving a bitter taste behind. I felt the hole in my heart where my love of something used to be. It was some dark surgery that occurred while I was dead. I don't remember. That's good, Clement, because you are one of my courtiers. Perhaps you've always been one of my courtiers. Yes? I mumbled something that might have been in agreement. Indeed, soon your name will be feared, and the peasant will be calling you by some other title. She'll be the empress. Oh, what she'll be? I've not decided. No matter. I will come up with something suitable for you some other time. She unlocked the cage door, holding it open for me, which was the first time she'd let me out. I thought so, but now I couldn't remember. Come, Clement, you must be hungry. Your next lesson will be one of compassion. There are many prisoners in my dungeon awaiting a courtier's compassion. You see, it's a duty of mortals to fear and serve you, even if they must die to prolong your life. I pressed my hands to my face and leaned forward. Don't fret, Clement, you will quickly become accustomed to your position. I closed my eyes and tried to breathe. Even breathing felt different, somehow awkward and unnecessary. Shh, don't fret. I'm not taking anything from you. In fact, I'm giving you a whole new world, no more than that. In the deepest part of every mortal heart is a desire for security, to be safe. You'll always be safe now. No one is strong enough to hurt you, and you'll want for nothing. In exchange, I require only your loyalty. Will you swear an oath there, Clement? Never! I see you will be a challenge, my sweet one. You're in need of a new series of lessons. Shall we begin? Okay, we got ending 3 of 4. Interesting. Now that was the first ending. If you want to see more of this, let me know. But as this is a free game, I think I might relieve the rest for you guys to discover. Or I might come back to this next Halloween. We do it, and I just do it through the years, giving people plenty of time to play it themselves. But this was Goblet of Mercy. It wasn't bad. I think some of the sentence structure was a bit nightmarish at times, and it is really quite short. I'm trying to think of different routes you could take of how I could get on out that better. Maybe if I play the full fool, I become the court jester or something like that. Or if I get really nasty with it, which I didn't really get the chance to do a lot. I could maybe... I've just been killed off. But that's all for now. I will catch you next time and have a spooky month.